Hi you guys. This is a late Vlogmas, and I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible. I decided to do a how we met Vlogmas today, just to let you know how Joy and I met and how we got to where we are today. Joy and I first communicated through MySpace, and this was back in 2010, like in January 2010, like right at the beginning. And I was staying with my sister, and she was back and forth from being in the army and going back home. And she had posted up a post saying that her grandmother was sick, and she was gonna be in town to visit her soon, and that if everyone could pray for her, that everything goes well. And I was like, blown away, because I had lost my grandmother a couple of years before that. It had been a while, like 6 years, but it was still, a great impact on my life and in our family. And so I kind of could understand where she was coming from. So we just communicated back and forth. We exchanged numbers, and I would send her just random text messages just to talk to somebody, because I was in the process of going through a breakup, and she also was in the process of going through a breakup. And so it was just to talk to somebody. And then on January 15th, I had broken up, for real, broken up with who I was with. And I was deciding that, hey, I'm going to date, because I had been in a relationship for so long, and I hadn't been single in a really, really long time. And so I was like, I'm going to just have a good time. And I got dressed, and I went with my sister-in-law at the time. I went with her because she was going to buy my sister, her wife, a birthday present. And so we were out and about, and I had some kind of way missed the phone call. I don't know when she called me, but I missed her phone call. I missed Joy's phone call. And she left a voicemail. And so I checked my voicemail, and she was saying that she was in town, and she wasn't really doing anything. She just wanted, to hang out with somebody, and wanted to know if I wanted to hang out. And so I was like, okay, something to do, Yeah, so I called her back, and I tell her that, I'm out and about already, and we can meet up, where I am if you want. Because my sister-in-law is overprotective of me, and we're only a year or two apart. And so she was really, really overprotective of me, and she wanted to meet Joy before I just left with her. So she came by to the store that we were at. We were at a shoe store, and she came by, and my sister-in-law walked me to the car, and she spoke. And Joy was really, really nervous, because I guess we both forgot what our pictures looked like, because her picture on her MySpace page was shaded. Like, you couldn't see her really. And y'all see how bright complexion Joy is. So for her to be that shady, it had to be a really, really dark picture. And so we end up going out. And I don't know, like, the chemistry was just there. I don't know if it was because we both were having relationship problems or what, or, you know, it's just a lesbian thing, because we are known to click really easily and connect really fast. And when I say fast, we connected super fast. We ended up like spending the entire night together just talking, and in a passionate moment, we kissed while we were in the movie theater. Check this out. We were in the movie theater surrounded by a church, because we went to see the Book of Eli, and so we were surrounded by a church group, and we kissed in the midst of all of them, and it was like they weren't even there. So we ended up like literally not separating that night, and we just stayed up all night talking. The next day, my sister-in-law, my other sister-in-law, my brother's wife, came down to hang out with us. We were supposed to be going out. Like, we had been planning this for weeks. But I had been out all day the night before. I was just tired. You know, I didn't feel like going anywhere. And I didn't want to really leave Joy. Even though I had planned this with my sister, I didn't want to leave her. I was enjoying her company. I liked being around her, and I wasn't ready for that to end because I didn't know when she had to go back or anything. So I didn't want that to end. And she got mad with me, and she got mad with Joy. And she told Joy that if she ever hurt me, that she was going to come after her. So we ended up like really not separating. I mean, she would leave and come back. She only had like a week off. So we spent that whole time together. Then her grandmother got sick, and she was allowed to come back home and just to be with her grandmother in her last moments. And so we were still inseparable, and I think everybody around us was so sick of us because we were that much into each other. Like, we had told each other that we love each other on the second date. Call us crazy, but we just felt that. And we didn't want to say it to each other, but it was there. You could tell that it was there. So around 3 weeks, I had left and came back here to be with her. Now, at this time, my kids were with my mom because I was in the process of moving from my hometown to Atlanta. And so my kids were with my mom until I got situated. So to just up and go was really easy. And it was worth it. So then months went on, and by this time Joy had went on her first deployment, and we stayed together through the deployment. Like, we had talked about breaking up, but then I was like, no, because I hadn't been with anybody like Joy in a long time. And so I didn't want to let her go. She was really, really nice to me, and she was just an awesome spirit, and I needed that in my life. So we ended up staying together through her deployment, and I moved to Atlanta. I got an apartment, and my kids still stayed with my mom because they weren't ready to move up. They enjoyed being around my mom, and it was a great thing that I did because that summer my mom passed away. So Joy wasn't able to be around during the time that my mom passed away and everything that I had to go through to bury my mom, because like I've said before, I'm an only child. And so I had to bury my mom alone and deal with all of that. So out of that, it caused a lot of problems. Because I was feeling a certain kind of way. Joy was feeling a certain kind of way because we both had people saying that it wasn't going to work. That she had people telling her that I was using her, and people were telling me that I should use her just in case she, would cheat on me. I should prepare myself, and I refused to do it. I just didn't want to believe that anything bad could happen after everything that we had been through. So my mom passed away in August. In October, Joy broke it off. Mind you, this was right before she was supposed to come home, because she had planned to come home for her break for my birthday. And so she had broke up with me right before she was supposed to come home. And then we continued to go back and forth on our feelings because, like I said, she mostly just had people, talking to her and saying things to her. And when this is your first deployment, it's easy for people to manipulate you into thinking those kind of things. And military girlfriends and wives are known to use and cheat on their partners or spouses. So it was understandable how she felt. And so I fought to keep us together. She came home for my birthday, and it was like we never had an argument or anything. Everything was just great. It was perfect. She was home for 2 weeks, and it was an awesome 2 weeks together. Well, lo and behold, 24 hours after she left, it was like those 2 weeks never happened. And we were broken up again. My whole world just crumbled. Out of our breakup, I met someone, and at first I was trying not to be in a relationship, but it ended up happening. Joy found out about it, and I had to move back to my hometown. So I went through about 8 months of hard time after that. And I went through another breakup with the girl that I had hooked up with. And because I was really torn and I was messed up after Joy and I's breakup, that I was emotionally drained and all I did was cry all the time. And she just couldn't take that. And that was understandable. I say 8 months down the line, we reconnected, and she called me and she said that, she wanted to be with me. And I didn't believe her, and I didn't want to believe her. And Joy had her days where she would be out partying with her friends, and she would call me, and she would say all this stuff, and then she'd turn around and have her number changed so that I couldn't call her back. So going through all of that, I just didn't want to believe her when she called and she was like, I'm serious, I want to be with you, I'm coming to get you. I didn't want to believe it. But lo and behold, she actually came. She got me. We got back together, and getting back together was really hard. And it left the whole breakup left a bruise on us that we're still working to get off. But I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. And out of all the ups and downs that we've been through, we've stuck it out together. We've come from having no place to stay to living in a home that we love. I mean, we've come a long way. And we are very, very blessed. Because everything that we've set out and said that we wanted for us, God has made happen. And now we're on to our next journey of moving out of the country. And that starts a brand new chapter in our life. And I am very excited and nervous and scared because I have never been out of the United States. I was going to say I've never been out of Georgia, but I have, but I've never lived out of Georgia. So this is going to be really, really different for us. And I hope that you join us on this journey when it begins. And we will continue to keep our page going. So, yeah, that's us. It seems long, but that's the short story of it. And now we're on to a new chapter of moving and extending our family and just enjoying life. And if you are subscribed, stay tuned and watch. If you're not, subscribe and keep up. And we hope to have new and better things to show you in the future. So that's our vlog for today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you in the next video.